never
Do your
know
job.
what's gonna happen.
Hey, yo, what's poppin'? I'm Chad. It's
Hey, Chad.
Hey,
Hi.
welcome to the Comic Core. And it's Friday night. We got a special guest with us. We got two special guests. Paulie's down and out. Legend's on his way. He's landing right now, and he should be in here any minute. So let's start off with the host with the most, the eyebrow raising, toothpick throwing, step on the gas, he's going to whoop your ass, Seawood 19.
Hey, how's it going? Ready to have some fun tonight. Before we get into the panel, I want to get into that live chat. First person in the room, we got Joe Ryan Comics. He says, "Party people!" Whoop! There it is. So there's my one impression of the night. We got Mr. Siak. There's my second impression. Economics and Comics. How's it going, man? We got Mr. White Gloves. He is in the chat. How's it going? Splash Page Comics. We got Comic G-Man in the chat. How you doing? Poor Mike. He's not poor tonight because he has the Comic Core on his back. How's it going, poor Mike? Glad you can make it. We've got Comic Noob. He says, "What's up, everyone?" We've got John's Comics with Kids. How's it going, John? Unfortunately, I do not have my Kingpin jumper on today that you like so much. Nonetheless, we're glad to have you at John's Comics with Kids. You know it's a party because we've got Jeffrey Comic-Con Henson in the chat, and he knows how to party. Just ask him on New Year's when they had that fun like 6 or 7 hour live stream of just straight partying. We got Don Mosser in the chat. How's it going, Don? We got the Slab Dragon himself, TJ Watson. If you guys hadn't checked out, I believe it was JD and John's Comics with Kids channel. TJ is one of the most gracious, giving people in the whole community. He had 2 awesome AOKs that he sent out. So check out John's Comics with Kids and JD to see what TJ Watson was nice enough to send to the community. Once again, one of the best. We got Count Von Strange the 4th. How's it going, Count? We got Meow Big Lion Cat 646.
And he says, "Newsstand."
That'll be $1. Newsstand. Newsstand! How's it going, Big Lion Cat 646? Here he is. We got one of the best in the entire community. We got, I don't know where Legend's at, man. I'm sorry. He's coming. Make sure he gets here. We got Robert Galvin in the house. How's it going, Robert Galvin? Also, we got Lost Pilgrim. How's it going, Lost Pilgrim? And then last but certainly not least, almost certainly not least because someone else just hopped in. Actually, we got Scott Farr. How's it going, Scott Farr? And Jason Smith.
The mailman.
The mailman. Jason Smith.
Carl Malone is in the chat.
All right. So now we can get into our panel. Hopefully, it wasn't too much of a delay. I want to get into our guest first because this guy's doing things that in the community that it's groundbreaking. It's amazing because I can wake up in the morning. I can actually plan my day and see what the whole comic community is doing. And I can clear my schedule. For instance, around 8 p.m. Eastern or 9 p.m. Eastern for me, I knew Comics with Bueller was going to be on the day. But this guy told me about it, so I knew it was going to happen. We've got JB from Discovery Bay Comics. How's it going, JB? We're happy to have you here. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me. What an honor. What a thrill. This is one of my favorite shows, and to actually be on here, this is my first live anything. So this is great. I'm super hyped.
Awesome. We're glad to have you, man. We're going to come back to you in a little bit, but I want to go down the rest of the panel here. We've got, he's like I said, he's sitting in for Paul's seat tonight because we're going to have an interesting DC versus Marvel conversation down the line. And we needed to make sure we had some Marvel representation on the panel. We've got Drew Man Drew. How's it going, Drew?
Resident fanboy in the house, sipping on some cold brew coffee, trying to stay alert because I know you DC vultures are going to be picking up my bones tonight.
You're welcome.
Yeah, he was talking about us.
Next up, they made it in just in time, and we're so happy to have. We got Kat and Mark from KATREN Figures. How you guys doing tonight?
Well, I let him out of his cage tonight, so you know it's looking up for Mark.
Yeah.
Mark's happy tonight.
I am happy tonight, and then I totally hulked out on something I shouldn't have.
Legend's here!
What's up, man? Freaking technical
difficulties. I had difficulties. Good God. I hate technology.
Oh yeah.
All right. Hello, darkness, my old friend. We have the great Legend in the
Let me get a
chat.
lamp on, man.
He's working on getting a lamp on. But Legend, how you doing tonight? We're
Man,
glad to have you.
I'm doing freaking awesome. Great freaking week of comic books. Haven't read all of them yet, but the one I read, the pick of the week, we'll get there, Woodard. Great to be here.
Awesome. And definitely, once again, I know I used the line once. We'll steal it again. Last but certainly not least, just had an awesome interview with the Comic Queen on his channel. Big rising star in the community. If you haven't checked her out, sub her up. But nonetheless, Comics with Bueller, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing good, man. And I just want to take a minute and tell all these wonderful people on here that that thing you guys did for me last week is it moved me. And it was just it was heartwarming, and it puts life in perspective. And I appreciate you guys like you wouldn't believe. And I just want to say thanks to each and every one of you for taking the time and, you know, sharing your thoughts and stuff. And it really didn't mean the world. And you know what? I'm very happy to be back here with you guys because you know what? I missed you, and that's the truth. So thank you so much again. And I'm looking forward to having a great show on the Comic Core tonight with all my Comic Core buddies and a few surprise, wonderful guests as well. And thank God Drew's here because I was going to get run out of the park here in about 10 minutes. So thank you so much.
I got your back, Bueller.
But I guess we need to dive into Mr. Community himself. Well, no, wait. No, we got to do the TV update channel. I mean, JB, what's up, brother?
Well, man, what a blast! Now, what I had 11 episodes so far, and it's. What do you guys think? I mean, seriously, what do you guys think? I thought there was a need, and I'm trying to fill it.
And you did, and you're doing a great job. I mean, this is something I never would have thought of this. Congratulations! I think it's taken off. Super. What inspired you to do something like this?
I actually want to change this camera real quick so I can get the closer one. Just trying to do something that adds value to the community. I think early on, some of the early shows that I went to, and you know, like We Love Comics, Chris at We Love Comics, and Comic Tom and Bueller. You always talk about adding value to. So now I'm over here. Now talk about adding value to the community, and that's what I was trying to do. There's a lot of small YouTubers out there, guys. You know, under 10,000 subs, under 5,000 subs. That's all of us, and they got good content that nobody ever sees. So I figured, hey, let's highlight some of that. Let's put it out there and see if we can grow the community.
Just to let you guys know, JB is actually having a sleepover tonight. So
yeah,
Awesome.
yeah. If you can hear the kids, sorry.
No, you're fine.
Little girls are scary.
Chad.
Yeah, did you? It looked like you were saying something. Were you saying something? No. Okay.
Is Chad talking? I can't hear him.
He's not moving.
Is he talking?
Dear God.
That's all studying my playbook.
That's
You
all
are
it took
so
tonight.
mean to Chad. It's okay, Chad. I got you.
Go lock up the cat.
We got you,
Come on
Chad.
back.
So Carson, go on.
I was going to turn over to Bueller because I know Bueller and Discovery Bray were going to have a nice conversation. And I know, Bueller, you had some questions you wanted to get out of the way for Discovery Bay, correct?
Well, as far as questions, it's more because this is something that's come up on his channel that he's acknowledged. The title of the of it is that kind of. Are we jumping into that right now?
Yeah, we got a lot of people in here.
Okay, so the title.
We got a lot of people. Let's throw it.
And you know what? And I think you're on the same boat because it's a lengthy title, you know, type thing. And you always seem to like, oh, I gotta say it again. So,
Yeah.
what is the title right now?
Okay. So it's What's On Today, a YouTube comic content channel guide. Channel
Okay.
content guide. I still can't get it right.
I know, that's the thing. you should be able to get the title of your own show right. That's
Right,
a very important thing. Chad, work on that.
I'm thinking I'm only 11 episodes in. It's not too late to change it, and I want to take some suggestions from the chat. Which, by the way, I'm not looking at the chat, everybody. If you're out there and you're saying hi, thanks for coming. I've invited some people from work, and so hey, if you showed up. But anyway, the name is terrible, and I want to take some suggestions. And if you guys can read them off to me, and
Here we go.
interact with the chat a little
First
bit.
one up.
Ooh,
Discovery Bay. Hot news on YouTube. Oh, we got
Cat's got one.
Cat's
I got
going.
one.
Okay, good one.
What you
Okay.
got?
What's new in comics?
Clean and simple.
Right? It's simple. It's something that can be easily searched.
Yeah, you could say that, or you can say down low with the DBC.
See, you're trying to make it too cool, Legend. Okay.
Legend is cool.
Not everybody has to be as smooth as you, Legend.
It'd be a better world if they were.
Oh my god.
Can you imagine just everybody walking around?
You know it,
Hey,
baby.
yo.
I
I
disagree.
think I need my drink to be a little stronger for this.
When
one.
everybody's
Saying.
Fonzie, nobody's Fonzie.
That's right.
The comic book gallery. He said the rundown and stuff, and that's one. I have 3 suggestions for you. I can.
All right, let's hear 'em.
Beat us, Bueller.
The daily rundown.
Let's go.
Okay.
The daily.
The daily roundup,
Oh,
or what's on today with Discovery Bay.
I
I
like
like that
that.
one. That one's cute.
come on.
I like that.
Winner,
No one's
winner.
Right on the nose.
I've got some suggestions.
Okay,
All right.
shoot, Chad.
What do we
Monday
got,
Night
Chad?
Raw,
Blow our socks off. Come on.
The View,
The View.
Oh,
Harpo.
Oh,
and Oprah.
What?
Oprah.
Oprah.
Oprah?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. The last time
It's
a
not-
show was named Oprah, it got lots of views.
nice.
yeah, it did.
So we got
Cheers,
Hey Hey.
everybody.
We got
It's
Hey Hey
Friday night.
Discovery
Oh my
Bay.
gosh.
Hey, it's Discovery Bay.
So those are my 3, and I sat down and thought about it for a while. And the one I liked the best was what's on today with Discovery Bay. Obviously, it's
I like
got
that
a little
one.
rhyme.
Yeah, it
I
rolls.
think the
It
legend
rolls.
the legend can appreciate that by far.
I can,
you
man.
know.
That's great, man.
Yeah. Legend, you can definitely work that into some material, right?
Oh yeah, the rhymes they're always dropping, man. There ain't no stopping.
Just imagine he's sitting there.
I
"Don't
love you,
forget to
Legend."
check out
Brian.
what's on today with Discovery Bay.
That's it, man.
Yeah.
That's it.
I don't know which one's
Lords of the
better.
I like
Long
it.
says
Or
make
Bueller
mine Marvel.
pretending to be Legend.
Oh, man.
Oh, I got a little bit of people on my side.
Marvel, baby.
Yeah, TiVo.
So my other thing was, and I think you agreed. I think it needs a little music to it, man. I think you got to add the little
Absolutely.
ambiance to it, you know, in the background, you know, because it plays like it's an advertisement, like a commercial almost, longer than a commercial, but it plays like that, and it's nice little soothing music, you know, and all that good stuff.
Mm-mm.
Do you guys think they're too long? I was originally
No,
I wanted to
I
try
like
and keep them to 5 minutes or less. Sometimes they'll go an extra minute, but I break it into 3 segments. I start with a recap of some of the highlights from the night before, and I always, in that recap, I want to try and pick somebody who's something very early where they've got very few subs, less than 100. One of those 3 is going to be somebody that's less than 100, and then I'll go into the lineup where I'm going to highlight both what's live and what's scheduled content that's going to come out. And how do I find this? I pay attention. I'm in those chats. I'm taking notes when somebody says something that they're going to do something or drop. I'll follow up with them. Maybe hit them up on IG. And then at the end, I want to do a community spotlight. So at the end, the last segment's always kind of a little community spotlight of what's going on. And then we finish off the show, and so far so good. 5 minutes or less.
Nice. So do you have a set time when you're trying to get these out?
I'm trying to get them out at 12:01 midnight. So every time you see them coming out at 2, 3, and 4 in the morning, you know I've had a long night. Yeah. The video editing is brutal, but you know what? I got some great info today from Chad, who's going to help me out. He put me onto a couple of products which I absolutely need to be using, because if you guys knew what I was using now, you'd be more impressed than you are now. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I'll give credit where credit's due, and I'll still like a villain, but I'm taking those two suggestions came from the great legend and Mr. Bueller himself. So check those two things out.
Okay.
Lighting's the big thing. Lighting. You got to get lighting. You got to be about
Yes.
Got to get lighting.
Lighting,
Okay.
lighting and sound are always key.
Okay.
Unless you're Drew
Gotta
and
see
you
you,
break
gotta hear you. Amen.
All right, I got this thing. You know, there's going to be a time very soon where me and Mr. Bueller together as a tag team, we're going to have over 10,000 subscribers together.
Wow.
Damn, man, it's been a long time coming, and a fast time with Bueller. But man, I tell you, we've had a damn good ride, haven't we, Bueller?
It's been I haven't even said nothing. I just hit 4,000 subscribers.
Yeah, you did, baby.
Just like last week. And
Nice.
I totally forgot to say thank you to everybody and stuff, but just right here, and I'll make sure to bring it up. Mark's eating this food again.
It's full life.
But on my
He
coffee
made a
video
pizza sandwich.
on Monday, thank you so much for everybody who's taking the time to watch my videos and subscribe and all the good stuff, man. It's awesome. So very cool.
Robert Galvin says, congratulations, Bueller. Don Moser says, I noticed that earlier today. Bueller, congrats. Sam Stangle Webb says, yeah, you did. And then
Yeah, you did.
Sam.
Yeah,
Tropical Gallery,
The architect.
congratulations. Beyond the Blast Stores. Who's got 10K? We got 10K.
I got 10K.
Oh.
I got 10K comics. How about that?
10K all day.
I got a
But-
question.
Hey,
Well, if you add us
Hey,
up, we've got more than
JB.
10K.
yeah.
JB, if someone wants, you got a new YouTuber out there, they're really wanting to get the word out. They're calling to you. Where can they find? What's the best way to get a hold of you to get, a shout out on your show?
Oh, on Instagram, absolutely. Yeah. The Instagram community, it's very responsive. I'm getting people sending me thumbnails. The thumbnails that you guys are putting out as ads on Instagram and you're using for your premiere. They're sending those to me in advance with their lineups of what's coming out, and I'm using those.
Very cool.
Nice.
JB, let me ask you this. You're 1 week into the Comic Core community chat. Do you like it?
Wow, you guys are awesome. Yeah. I don't know how long it took it. I had to turn the settings off on my laptop because my wife came in and was literally like, you guys are crazy. What is up with this chat? It is going on all day, every day. I'm like, yeah, here's how you turn it off. So he's good. I'm enjoying it. It's fun. You guys are great. It makes the day go by. I don't know how you guys, what you're doing for a living, but I program. I'm a file maker, developer, and I just sit there and have YouTube playing on my, in the background. And I'd rather listen to that than to, Pandora right now. So that's how I'm just listening to the shows, and maybe I'll, peek my head over while I'm sitting there just doing coding all day.
And Kat's the one that changed it to balloons, so you can thank her for that.
Actually, there's nothing wrong with balloons.
We love the balloons, though.
I get to
But we
catch them.
want-
I sit there, I catch them, and I play with them all day.
Yeah.
No, you just need balloons.
Balloons.
Just
Okay, I'll
balloons.
have to
Period.
incorporate that in the show some way.
Yes.
Yeah.
All float in the comic.
If you show nothing but balloons in shiny colors, you will definitely have Mark watching every single video.
Definitely.
There you go. The key to Mark. Sounds good.
JB, we really appreciate having you on the show.
Cool.
I've got 2 questions, and then you're part of the core tonight, so you're gonna go through this.
All right, sounds good. I'm excited.
Through this.
So, are you going to be putting out more different content as well as the community that your daily show?
Well, I was asking for some suggestions. You know, every day I kind of ask for suggestions, and some of the stuff that's come in so far is, you know, to do a weekly show, maybe on Sundays, where I'm going to give you, this is what's coming out for the whole week. And then I can use some of those same content as I break them into my days. So you may end up seeing some of that stuff again if you're watching it daily. But, and as new stuff gets added, as I find new content, especially the recap portion of it. But the Sunday, I'm thinking of adding a Sunday show where I kind of show you the whole week.
Like, sort of like Talk Soup?
I don't watch TV anymore, so I can't tell you what Talk Soup is.
Well, I mean, it's basically like a clip show of the week, highlights of reality shows.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. I was watching everything, and I'm telling you guys, there's a lot of good stuff, and it's not just all comic book related too. So, you know, the statues, Area 51. I mean, I can go on and on. I don't want to start, you know, shouting out everybody's names, but there's the statues and the comics and the movies, and you guys know how I feel about Beyond the Blast Doors. I mean, I'm a huge Star Wars nut, and what he's doing over there is awesome. So I'm trying to hit all, you know, it's more of a comic pop culture type thing. I also noticed that if you do a live review of Spider-Man, that everybody will watch it. So I may have to do that.
And if you like wrestling.
Yeah, the wrestling was actually fun. I was in there on Legends Live just the other night, and you guys playing on the video game. That was awesome.
Man.
It was hilarious.
I tell you, Seawood is our champion, man. He's pretty much undefeated, man. It's hard to beat, but it's a lot of fun.
Practicing, I'm coming after him.
I just want to let everybody know.
Oh.
Just to let everybody know that, unfortunately, R-Truth lost last night.
The streak is over. Where's the guy with the big eyes?
Yeah.
WrestleMania 30.
Man, I don't know how. I don't even remember. Yeah. Oh, it was Dolph. It was Dolph Ziggler that got him. I think with a zigzag or something.
So you know,
and man,
oh my goodness!
When you guys are putting together your weekly highlight packages for the community of the week, just remember Drew Gulak standing tall with Brock Lesnar and The Rock with flaming tables on their backs, and he's got his hand raised high. Drew Gulak.
God, we put Gulak through hell, and he came out with a great victory. I couldn't. Suplex City wasn't working. The Rock Bottoms wasn't working. It was just all Gulak, man.
There you go, Big Lion Cat. This one's for you, buddy.
So, how have you taken to the community, JB? How do you feel the community is?
I think this is just amazing, and I mean, realistically, my first video went up December 5th. And I think if you guys, if anybody new goes to YouTube and puts comic book, I think the first thing you're going to get is Comics Explained, I think, and Rob. Because he's got 1.5 million subscribers. And right after that, you're going to get Bueller. So you go right into Bueller, which is a great jumping off point if you want to get into this community the right way, I believe.
Jumping on point.
Jumping on point is it's a great jumping on point. Sorry,
not jumping
on point. And then right after Bueller, you find Comic Tom, and then everybody. The community blossoms as you just kind of get out there. And I love to get out there, especially on the Friday, Saturday night. I got kids, so an opportunity to live chat when I'm sitting in the backyard, with maybe a cocktail. Cheers to everybody, by the way.
Cheers. Hey, wait.
Clink.
We got to clink.
I got to clink.
Clink with me. Come on.
There you go.
Thank you.
I want to clink with.
You're going to think coming into December, think about how.
Oh, not again.
We're breaking the internet.
December was.
Uh-oh. Don't break the internet, Chad.
Come on, Chad.
Well, JP froze a little bit.
He's frozen.
He'll be back. He'll be back.
It's because I clicked. I'm so sorry.
Everybody out of existence.
Oh, my
It was like the
fault.
snap.
Oh,
Discovery Bay, you're a little frozen today. Hey, look at that. I did another one.
All right. Well, we wait for him to come back. I just want to address the chat real quick. We fixed the links. I just fixed them, so all the links are working again. We've got Bake the Snake. Said, "Damn it, Chad! I didn't do anything, Bake."
Bake the Snake.
Damn it. Comic Core Plus Friday nights. Enough said by Brass Head Art. Zachary Family Comics. And Robert Galvin says, "Cheers."
yeah.
42
Everybody knows your
watching,
name.
14
Cheers, Galvin.
Hey, we got 42 people in there. Sub us up. We need the subs, the views, the likes.
Please. Please.
Smash that like button.
We also got my boy, Poor Man's Comics. How's it going, man? And I saw we got Beyond the Blast Doors. If you guys didn't check out his channel yesterday, he started doing Beyond the Panel where he reviews Star Wars comics. So if you guys like comics, if you guys like Star Wars, you have to check out Beyond the Blast Doors. And we also just had Tony Sanders join us. I believe in a half hour he's going to go live on his own channel.
I think he has a special guest.
With Comics with Bueller. He's on every show today. So there you go.
But
Tony
what
Sanders.
Bueller hasn't told anybody is while he was off, he has learned how to clone himself. So there's multiple Buellers.
Ah.
It's called intercourse, Chad.
What's that?
It's called intercourse.
Oh.
We're only a half hour into the show. We're already getting
Oh
Bueller
my
After
gosh.
Dark.
Bueller After Dark.
Hey, did you want to start with it? And I'm going to reach out to JB and try to get him back on here because this was his first night. He was a virgin on this.
Well, as Katie stated, we popped a cherry.
What?
It's called intercourse, Mark.
Yeah, it is.
All right, so we're
I
calling
don't
the
get out
comic
enough.
course, but let's talk about a couple comics this week. So we'll go ahead and get into picks of the week. I picked up, Fantastic Four, Venom, and Batman Who Laughs, but I think I'm going to go a little off the cuff for my pick of the week. Isola is back, so I picked Isola at number 6. So
Is that
happy
how you pronounce the name of that title?
that's how I'm
Isola?
pronouncing it.
Okay.
Isola.
I thought it was Isola.
I thought it was
Isola?
Asshole.
There you go. Asshole number 6. Thank you, Bueller, for that pronunciation.
I don't know.
So not only did that come out, we got this cool free prologue comic that I guess it was free in Motor Crush. I didn't even know that they printed that stuff in Motor Crush, but they combined it all in this nice little free volume. But nonetheless, Isola's back, issue 6. So we get Alwyn the tiger, who's a queen turned into a tiger, and we have Rook, who is the sworn protector of the tiger. They're still trying to survive a haunted forest. So they finally get out of that just to discover an enemy camp. Well, it's not really an enemy camp. It's their old allies camp. They're just looking for their queen. And they think Rook killed the queen, even though she's protecting the queen. But nonetheless, they're trying to get supplies from the camp. So they're kind of trying to steal from themselves. And that's where we leave off in Isola number 6. So just a nice, easy read. It's a beautiful book. I recommend it. First trade is probably already out on the shelves. We'll go to Drew Manchu next. Drew, what is your pick of the week?
As you guys know, you can find me and all of my full reviews on Sunday's Blaster Stash It Live, 10 p.m. Eastern, Blaster Stash It Comic Book Show on YouTube. So I won't give a pick of the week, but I will go over 5 books that I think are in the running. Number 1 would be that Gideon Falls, number 10. This book is finally going somewhere. I really
Drew
like
Manchu
where they
Show.
came to at the end of this.
Don't forget the Drew Manchu show.
That's so sporadic that nobody could ever remember it. So how could you forget it?
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
did. First time ever, baby. 2 live shows at once. I'm Rick Rude all over. It's Raw. It's Nitro. We want to get it on, baby.
Legends cheating on
We're going to
us.
start the Tuesday Night Wars. And we got the Uncanny X-Men. I love this as well. Just finally wrapping up
Doing
the
2 live
weekly
shows
story.
like Ravishing Rick Rude right now.
Legend is all over the place.
This is insane.
Can you hear me,
I got a
guys?
notification.
Oh, you're good. You're good,
I'm
JB.
back.
Welcome back.
Jackson's frozen now. What's going
Yeah,
on with
he's
that?
live on 2 shows right now.
That's what I just told you. He went live.
Yeah, man. Woodard's what it's all about, man. Woodard 19. You know, fantastic.
He's not even paying attention.
I don't know what to watch.
You're exactly right.
Queuing in to
What the
certain
hell's going
people.
on, Bueller? I don't know what's going on, Bueller.
What? What?
I'm gonna tap out.
Bueller, he went live right now.
I know, I'm gonna go watch him instead.
Bueller.
Well, I'm on this one, so it's like, you know. I'm
All right, sorry. Okay, I'm back. That one, that stream is off, and this one's back on, man. What better way to promote a live show? Doing a live show promo, you know what I mean? So, I'm inspired by Discovery Bay Comics, man. So I kind of, since Discovery Bay, you were here with us tonight, man, I figured, like, what better way to preview the great legend being on 2 live shows at once, you know? Damn. That's what it's all about. First time ever in the history of the YouTube comic book community has a person been on 2 live shows instantaneously. Me being on the Concord and my own show at youtube.com/r.95, your home for comics, cooking, gaming, and the truth. I am the Great Legend, and you'll find it there live on the Great Legend Show. If you didn't know.
There's only one.
I have a question. How many people do you think left this chat for a second just to see what Legend was up to on his own channel?
That's right, man. That's right.
I loved it.
I left. I went and watched.
That's what me and my wrestling brothers, Bueller, Chad, and Woodard. You know, that's the cheap pops, isn't it? Cheap
Rick
pops.
Rude. Rick Rude this.
I
That's awesome.
rooted it, man. You know, I did. I Rick rolled you, Bueller, the other night. Let me tell y'all a funny story. This is for Bueller.
I love you, Legend.
4,002, by the way. He had 4,002 subscribers. But Bueller, you know, he had that really hard week. And I was kind of, you know, watching out, checking Bueller's YouTube page to see if he had any content, you know, and but I noticed 4,002 subs. So Bueller was in somebody's chat. I was in somebody's chat, and I said, "Oh my gosh, Bueller's got a 4,000 subscriber contest." What? And then, yeah, I did this. I can't remember. Maybe this was in JP's chat or something.
No, I'm pretty sure it was mine.
Oh, sure. Okay, you remembered that. Okay,
yeah.
And I have the ability to put a link, and I put a link to some of that Rick rolled that never gonna give you all, never gonna give.
Yeah, I'm glad I didn't click on that live on my own show.
Oh my god!
I wanted you to, man. It was.
I learned not to click things when I'm doing my own show because botches happen.
Yep.
And I had fully anticipated being set up or destroying my stream, so I didn't click on it. And I'm glad I didn't. But congratulations, Comics with Bueller, once again on 4,000 subs.
That's awesome, man.
That's awesome.
Onward and upward.
That's awesome.
We got Rob's at 4,802 or 805.
I don't know. I lost some. I don't know what's going on, but hey, we got a lot of wrestling fans. We got a lot of wrestling fans all over the world.
Stacey Gillette called you out. You said you didn't call the chat a bunch of sweat hogs, Legend.
I love that line. Oh, it's so old school. But
The
it's
ticker
good.
is honestly, this is my goal for 2019 is to see Legend Bueller at 5K and KATREN super chat.
Oh yeah, man.
Oh yeah.
You know,
And
super
just show up
chats
on a Friday night.
Super chats are some good. You know, here's the thing. You know, anytime us comic creators, YouTube creators get these super chats, you know, of course we're very appreciative because all of that money goes back into the content we're either producing or, you know, maybe buying like prizes that we can give away. So all of that stuff, I believe, you know, for the ones that do this for the passion, you know, and the love of doing it, all of us and all of you in the chat, that's what it's all about. You know, you get that good super chat, and then you can improve your performance in your YouTube content creating.
So, what was your pick of the week?
Fantastic Four #6. Oh, the Herald of Doom. Get top 10. I don't know. I ain't subscribed to that show, but I'll tell you what the legends got to tell you and what you need to know. And I'm talking victorious freaking Dr. Doom's Herald. Oh my God, that girl Zora. Amazing stuff. So if you're a speculator and you want a good key first appearance and origin, check out Victoria in Fantastic Four #6. Get it or it'll get you. Back to you, Bueller. Hey, Bueller.
Hey.
Did you like Fantastic Four #6?
Oh, it was so good.
Damn, come on, Bueller. Did you read it? Come on, you're always making me. It's suspenseful. Come on, man.
So here's the deal, and this is the honest truth. Today is the first day I've been back at a comic book store in probably 2 weeks. And as far as like a real comic book store, I went to a store that's an antique store last week, and they have some comics, and I bought, but there's nothing new. It's all older stuff, and I bought like a handful of books. So today is actually the first day I went to a comic book shop, and I had like 3 weeks of books in my box. So I picked them all up. I don't even know if this is one that came out this week or last week, but the Batman Who Laughs #2. This is on my reading list. I'm going to read it tonight. I was really looking for. I've heard some good things about it. I heard it was. I did the review on the first one on with White Whale and John's Comments with Kids, and so I'm looking forward to reading that. So this is probably my pick. And like I said, I've heard some good things. But I did have a couple books sent to me from some of my viewers. I thank you so much, and I'm going to highlight them on Monday. But I thought I'd share them because I've heard some good things about them. And there's some independent books. Maybe you guys can give me a heads up. I know this one was canceled or recalled. It's The Dead Rabbit #1.
Keep that.
This was sent to me and stuff, and I heard it's good, so I'm looking forward to reading that. And I don't know much about this one, but I heard this one was good. I missed out on it. Conspiracy, the Illuminati, #1.
I wanted to get that.
Yeah. So these were sent to me, and they're 2 independent books that I've heard nothing but good things. So I'm looking forward to sitting down this weekend and reading those books. I know they came out a while ago. I think they only did 2 issues of The Dead Rabbit, if I'm not mistaken, before they recalled it or had to cancel it. Mm-hmm. But as far as my pick of the week, if the Batman Who Laughs is as good as what I've heard, I'm going to have to go with that one.
Cool. Hey there, Kat.
Hi.
What you and Mr. Mark? Just one big funky bunch over there, aren't you?
Oh my God!
Oh yes,
classic.
He's been saving that one.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I actually haven't gotten my books for this week yet, but one of the books that I did get in this week was technically from last week, and that's Die #2. So really gorgeous continuation of that story. I'm really enjoying it so far. Stephanie Hahn's art, I'm all in. This book is just beautiful throughout.
Did anybody notice how Mark just like automatically reached and held it up?
Yep.
Is that like clicks? Like, do you have like a
training?
Click.
Well, it's a lot of training with newspaper and a squirt bottle.
Oh.
You know, after time, he just gets it. Or he gets smacked. He knows this. But
we don't talk about that.
We don't need to know about your nighttime activities.
Well,
Shush, Bueller.
That's for your show later, Bueller After Dark.
Flash page is pizza fingers.
That's why they're bagged there.
Mm-hmm.
Chad, we have something for you.
Ooh.
Yes. Last week I promised you something, and I have it for you.
Whoa!
Hey. What a view!
So this baby is minty fresh. There is not a spine tick on it.
Might have some pizza fingers.
No, it doesn't. It's in a bag.
That's awesome. Thank you, Kat.
You're welcome. But this is going to you, bro.
I'm going to show you my pick of the week.
Okay.
Because I watched somebody's video
Yes.
Is that
That's
a
a good
Terry
one.
Dodson? Is that a Terry Dodson?
Yes, it is a Terry Dodson.
Damn good cover.
Now, I want to show you my other picks of the week. And for Drew, last time you were here, I kept on throwing the book on the ground. Do you remember that?
Oh.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do that for you. So, awesome read.
Mm-hmm.
Love and Dick Tracy.
Fantastic read.
Okay.
Really, really good.
Okay.
Okay, let me show you what good and what bad is. Good. Good.
Okay. Let's see it.
Bad. Like, why? Why do you take an amazing character that is catching a wave and that is written by Peter Tomasi and put it in this and let Michael, oh my God, just destroy this bullshit?
Yeah.
Chad.
I stopped reading Superman a while ago.
You told me one.
You can say shit one time and no F-bomb.
One time.
Yeah.
One time.
Cock-a-poopy.
But
Chad,
after 8
Chad, just
o'clock,
come on my
you
channel.
can
You
do
can drop
whatever
as many
you want.
F-bombs as you want.
I
I'll let you do that.
I don't understand why they are doing this. They aged him up to 17 years old, and you're bringing back Connor. So, do we really
He
need
looks
two
so
Superboys?
weird too.
He plays well and is a great character when he is with Damian, but otherwise, this is not a good move, DC. Not a good move.
I can tell you exactly why.
Drew?
Honey Bendis don't care.
Bendis wanted to write. Bendis wanted to write Teenage Superboy, and he wanted him to be Connor. And Dan Didio was like, "Sure, do that." And somebody was like, "What about John?" And Dan Didio was like, "Who cares?" And then that's what happened.
What Honey Bendis wants, Honey Bendis gets.
And then last but not least, go out and get Kat's favorite book, Star Trek meets Captain Cat.
Oh my gosh. I
Captain.
love that so much.
This one
The middle of their spaceship is a large scratching polyp.
But
Sometimes I think she loves that book more than me.
this was end of
Probably.
book one, and look who's coming. It's
The
Captain Dog.
dogs.
Ah.
So, hey, JB, what do you got?
That's the one downfall of this. I have not read a comic book in 10 days. No, as a matter of fact, the last one was the Conan #1 was the last one that I read. I dug it. I thought it was good. Not good enough for me to get issue #2, but that was my last read.
Hey, well, you got some books in the Bueller box. Did you read any of those?
I have not had a chance to read any books. I've been too busy editing on the worst editing software that you can use. So hopefully I can cut that time down and actually start to read some of these comics that I'm buying, because I get stuff from all over.
Do you like that one? You got that slab that was in that box.
Yeah. As a matter of fact,
that was one I was gonna keep. I was gonna keep that one because that was gonna be the one I was gonna keep. But I was like, you know what? I'm gonna send it out. But I just, I'm a big Bugs
the
Bunny
girls,
fan.
yeah, the girls love this, and that's the ironic thing, Bueller. It's supposed to be a mystery box, and but this works for me. And
Awesome.
you're filling. When you see the unboxings, and by the way, doesn't matter how many updates viewed. Video is still my Bueller box opening, and you end up like filling the holes in my runs. It's amazing. So,
well, I'm all about filling holes.
Bueller After Dark, everyone.
Bueller
After Dark.
Bueller After Dark.
Nice.
It just explained something to me, and he told a little bit. I mean, his favorite character is Bugs Bunny, a male rabbit that likes to dress up in women's clothes.
and that's right where Chad's mind goes. first thing he thinks about. Oh, yeah, gotta go there.
I made a wrong turn in Albuquerque. I'm sorry.
Ma'am.
Captain Carrot.
Woodard, what do we got going on?
All right, I want to get back to this chat first because it is blowing up. There's a lot of people in there.
I missed the chat.
We got Don Mosser. He's still going in there in the chat. He knows how to chat based on what I've seen from the Comic Core chat. So we're glad to have you, Don Mosser. We got Lost Pilgrim. He says nice Bueller. Let's see. Once again, we got Brett Hestart. Definitely check out his Instagram. He's got some phenomenal paintings on sale and some prints of those paintings. So if you guys want some good quality art, check out Brett Hess Art on Instagram. We got Big Lion Cat, Comic Spectre, talking about a comic deal they did previously. So hey, that's what we like to do. We like to bring the comic community together so they can trade comics and read some good stuff. And we've got Midwest Comic Man Paul in the chat. He says, I pop in on time to see Chad huck a book over his shoulder. So thank you for that phone moment, Chad. We've got Sheila Flaming. She retracted her message. I'm sorry about that, Sheila. Hopefully everything's okay. We've got the Blast It or Stash It Comic Show. Says, hey guys, I think Drew Manchu might know who that person is.
I don't know what you're talking
about. We got Girl Girl Only says, those dots and Wonder Woman covers have been good. And once again, we got Beyond the Blast Doors. Just saying a big thanks. Shouting out Beyond the Panel once again. So once again, I highly recommend checking that out. That was a lot of fun, especially when he does the premieres. I highly recommend if you can catch those on the premieres, watch them, get in the chat, and he'll actually kind of give the director commentary in the chat. So it's very fun and informative to do it that way too. We also have Stacy Gillette, Mr. Garrell, Joe Ryan Comics, Aggressively Relaxing. He says, Dan Sloss.
I love that name.
Fantastic Four. Yeah, it's a great name. I love that.
I love that name.
And then Zachary Family Comics. And Vinny. I don't think I shouted out Vinny tonight. How's it going, Vinny? All right. So our main topic tonight, as you saw in the title, Bueller kind of hinted on it previously in his video. But,
we're not very original. We do whatever Bueller does.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, that was like, cool, we're going to do like a DC versus Marvel show or something like that. Then I see the title of Bueller's video, DC versus Marvel. Like, oh, that's where that idea came from. Okay.
It's a what's it called? Inception. It's one of those multiple inceptions.
I think was the term I've heard being used.
Synchronicity.
Yep.
But here's what we're going to do. We're going to break this down into some categories. Based on a big shout out to Great Legend, he came up with these categories. So we're gonna go movies, animated series, online presence, and comics. So I think Chad had a sophisticated piece of technology we're gonna use to keep score here if he wants to show that.
Marvel, all right. DC, Marvel.
He's got a pen and paper. So say if Marvel wins the movie discussion, we'll put a checkpoint in the Marvel column. So on and so forth for animated and online presence. But I think, unless anyone wants to veto this idea, I think I'm going to count comics as 2 points. Because I think at the end of the day, comics in this discussion, in my opinion, is the most important thing. So unless anyone has any problems with that, I think we're just going to go ahead and start with the easy category.
Can I ask a real quick question?
Yeah, go ahead, Chad. Go ahead.
If I said I came up with that idea, would you have a problem with that?
Why would I have a problem?
You, Bueller.
What?
He probably would. He probably would, Chad.
What?
He would, Chad.
Is Chad's microphone not working again?
Is it?
Chad, can't hear you. What?
I do, I see Chad just doing this the whole time.
I don't know.
I want to segue into the chat, man. The chat's blowing up with this. The chat, we got Bob World. He says Marvel. Sam's Tangled Web. He says Marvel rules. Man, big shout out to Robert Galvin in the chat. He said, where are you at, Seawood? Where are you playing with the Wizards? Are you a wizard, Harry?
Are you a Harry Potter fan?
Yeah.
Are you a wizard?
Chad got
Are you a
silent.
wizard, Bueller? You're a wizard, Bueller.
Mark's a Harry Potter fan.
Anyway,
I think he ran away at that one.
Well, we're gonna start with the movies. So I'm gonna go ahead since JB's kind of first in line for me here. JB, So who do you think wins the movie wars, DC or Marvel, and why?
I mean, I'd have to say, hands down, it's Marvel right now. I mean, the content that they're putting out, like the Spider thing was amazing. If you guys didn't see this Enter the Spider-Verse, my kids just loved it. And I mean, come on, Avengers is crushing everything that DC's putting out movie-wise, in my opinion. I have not had an opportunity to see Aquaman, even though I've heard there's some good reviews on that. So, my vote's Marvel in the movies.
Awesome. Yeah, I think Bueller's got to get going pretty soon. So, Bueller, do you have any overall further input on this whole topic before you got to get going?
Movies hand down. I think we can all agree that movies hand down, Marvel's got it. I don't think you can make a good argument that DC has done it, and it's too bad because I wish we could. They have got a couple of movies that are pretty good, but just the overall package that Marvel's put out over the last 10 years, you're not going to be able to match that anytime soon. So hands down, Marvel's got the movies. As far as the other stuff, the animated stuff, I agree with. That's DC. I just watched one of their DC movies on Hulu. God, it was so good. It was like rated R, and it was like bloody and violent, and it's fantastic. Everything else, it's all Marvel. So there you go, Drew. I'm sorry, man. You're gonna have to go out almost all alone for like the next half hour or whatever. But
just watch Rewind. I'm sure no matter how badly they beat me, I will remain with the little bit of dignity I brought to these proceedings intact.
Well,
No.
the gentleman wearing the Iron Man shirt might be on your side, so I think you should have a little bit of help in your corner. But yeah, I'm jumping over to Tony Sanders doing the hunt tonight. I'm a guest on there. I think Legend's been on there before.
Great
show. Had a good time.
It's a great show, absolutely.
Yeah, so I'm jumping over there. I want to say thanks to everybody. Keep watching the Comic Core. Don't forget to subscribe to the Comic Core. Chad wants the subs. He begs. Give it. And don't forget to subscribe to Discovery Bay. He's doing some great stuff on his channel. Thanks. And I just want to say thank you so much. Sorry I don't get enough time to talk with you. If you're still around later tonight, I don't know how long the hunt goes for, but I might be able to jump on back and hang out with some of my really good friends.
I spelled your name right.
Thank you. It only took 7 months for Chad to spell my name right.
Comics with Bueller, everybody.
That was Comics with Bueller, everyone. Comics with Bueller.
All right, guys.
Hold another show.
Later, Bueller.
Later, man.
Bye.
Later, Bueller. Bye.
When he leaves, I just want to look at Drew and just go, "You're all mine now, bitch."
Don't you threaten me with a good time.
Damn.
All right, so moving on to the topic of movies. Mark, what do you guys think of the whole movie situation between DC and Marvel Comics?
All right, first off, do we count as 2 votes or 1?
I was just going to turn it over to Chad at the end of our arguments.
We're 2
and then
votes?
have the chat vote.
Yeah,
One vote. One vote.
And
all right,
the
I'll let
main-
Mark
votes with me.
talk first.
Okay, DC Animator is totally killing it right now. DC.
Are we talking animated or are we talking
Animated.
live action?
Animated.
We're
Live
on
action.
animated.
I do not like the live action at all. But
Aquaman.
animated, I really do like it. Aquaman was good, but I still think the animated.
So
is
we're
better.
going movies to DC, Marvel.
I haven't heard from the
You
group.
can only give it to one company.
Only one company?
Mm-hmm.
DC.
Wow.
He
is that
doesn't want to
movie?
sleep on the couch tonight.
Wow, that's DC movies.
Animated.
Wow.
Oh, okay, it's DC
Animated. Okay,
Hey,
regular
in
live
regards
action.
in regards to Mark's comment, I'm going to do it like Edward von Sloan, 1931 Dracula playing as Bela Lugosi, where he told old Van Helsing, he said, "For one who has only lived one lifetime, you're a very wise man, Van Helsing." Love that Bela Lugosi, man.
Yep, that's a good one.
Mark, so we have 2 in the the DC column. You got any more?
Universal Studios, baby. That's who I'm going with.
There you have it.
All right. So as for movies, DC or Marvel, clearly the animated for DC kills anything that Marvel has out there. I'm sorry, but Spider-Verse doesn't even touch what DC's doing with animation right now. I will fight anyone who disagrees with me. I have no problem with it.
Meet me in Chicago, girl. We go brawl in the street.
I have no problem with it. Okay, we have a Starfire. Okay.
They have
and a bunch of Robins.
A bunch of Robins.
A bunch of Robins. But I will tell you, Marvel has done a great job with their live action. But DC's last few live action have all been really great, in my opinion. Can I flip him off on camera? Because I really want to.
Bueller's gone. I think you're all
Bueller's
right.
gone.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, as far as
I'll tell you right now. Suicide Squad, I loved it. Justice League, I don't care what anyone says. I loved it. Wonder
Justice
Woman.
League Dark.
Well, yeah, that's animation though, doll. I already said animation. Animation is gorgeous.
Animation.
Throughout.
Quality animation.
Anywho,
Animality.
if you haven't seen Aquaman, all of the sea creatures and all of just the overall fight scenes and the battles throughout are amazing. So,
damn, girl,
mean,
you really
Aquaman-
voting for that DC? You really
Aquaman
going
gotta
with
win
DC?
it for me.
Oh.
DC.
Now you
Yes.
know I love Shazam.
Live action movies.
You know
Yes.
I love.
Yes.
You know I love me some Shazam.
Yes.
Ooh, loyalty
But
runs
hot-
deep with this one.
But damn, you know I love
My
Shazam.
heart
but
runs
damn.
for DC.
Does it?
Yes, it does.
I thought it ran for me.
Ooh.
Only
Don't
You're
question it,
close
or you'll
second.
sleep on the couch.
Second.
I'm only
You're
on
a
the
close
couch.
second.
Tensions are high tonight in the comic world.
Damn.
You're sleeping on the couch tonight.
Whoa, that's what I'm talking about.
Mark,
Hey,
just stop, Mark.
Hey, hashtag Mark 2.
I regret nothing.
I'm gonna go back to my box.
Oh,
so
man.
beyond
Okay.
all of that just happened, I think somehow they're on the same page with DC.
I was surprised. I thought he was going to go Marvel for sure.
Stockholm
Surprise
syndrome,
everybody.
a hell of a thing.
Especially since they've got Deadpool. I thought you'd go Marvel.
But that's before Marvel Studios took it over.
I know, but I was
They
just
had the
saying
crappier like
Marvel versus DC in
Somebody-
general.
studio.
What you think, Legend? What's your take on DC versus
Well-
Marvel in the movie theater?
Hey, wait, real quick. Area 51 is in the chat. I haven't seen him for a minute. Just
Oh,
wanna
yeah.
do it.
Oh,
Hey.
thanks for joining us, Area.
And Comic Spectre just off the just got released from the salt mines. Welcome, buddy.
All right.
Welcome back to reality, my friend.
You just
Well,
did
let me tell you what I think. I think I love the who don't love Kevin Conroy? Enough said. I mean, nothing will ever touch the DC animated. I mean, I haven't watched Spider-Verse. I do want to see it. It looks really cool, but man, old Conroy can't be beat. Now, the comic books, man, I tell you, I'm kind of fed up with both of them right now, but I'd probably have to go. Got to go Fantastic Four. It's kind of wild. I'm not going DC because I get more DC books, actually. I get 3 DC books. I get Green Lantern, Justice League Dark, and Shazam. But, man, the Fantastic Four is so good. And, man, I'm really pleased for the comics. Let's see.
Robot.
Robot Legend.
Issue sealed.
Danger Will
6 issue
Robinson.
sealed the deal.
Robot Legend.
Ginger.
The movies.
System down.
Legends in Disguise.
The movies. All right, hold on real quick. I got you. Hold on real quick. Let me get you. We going old school. All right, check this out.
I'm sorry,
Let's get
Legend.
this one here. This is what I'm talking about, people. All right, hold on. Let me look at this. Turn this on a little bit.
What's he gonna do?
He's going live again.
He's gonna go live on his own channel and take our.
There.
That's what
There he
happens.
goes.
I'm a fan with
There he
this
goes.
crap.
So he picks
That's what it's all
Marvel.
about. Yeah, that's it.
All right.
There we
He's
go.
making Marvel his for the movies.
Oh wait, Double S is in here now, man. Double S, what is going on, brother?
It's my nephew right there.
Really?
No, not really.
He doesn't look anything like-
Kayfabe, bro. Kayfabe. Kayfabe, bro. Kayfabe.
Slime B. What? I'm sorry. Slime B heard it? Sorry.
The 4. That's the 4 right there.
Speaking
The
favorite.
4.
Four of
That's
them.
the
There's
4.
of them.
The 4 of
Four
them.
of
There's 4.
There's
They're
only
all 4.
so I guess Marvel. I Legends picking Marvel, and that comes down to wait.
I haven't gone yet.
No, I know. We're gonna say
Thanks.
we're gonna go to you now.
I appreciate it.
He was just gonna skip over you. What's happening?
I have no idea what that is.
I'm a little scared.
We had
So
30, Beyond the Blast Door says snap on 30 thumbs and 25 watching. Legend took 25. I mean, Bueller took 25 viewers with him.
Are you serious?
That son of a bitch.
Yes. Everybody
get
go
him all
live
to
on
our-
your channels and say "Boo, Bueller."
We get it all to ourselves next week. We're gonna talk
Okay.
about pickles.
We should do pickle reviews with Bueller.
Whoa.
Live on your
With
channel.
Bueller.
Yeah,
we'll do it
habanero.
on our channel then.
Yes.
Yeah, let's do pickle
Taste
review.
testing pickles with Bueller.
We're gonna have to do it at the store. Open them all up and test them.
Yeah, before
You
try
want to get
before you
kicked out of the
Anybody
grocery,
get-
don't
did
you?
Yes, I do.
Mark's eye. I mean, he was like,
he's got pickle lots. He's drunk with pickle lots.
We like pickles in this house.
I like pickle.
You like pickles in this house.
I do like pickles in this house.
Bueller takes pictures with them.
I eat pickles like they're potato chips,
Although
and it grosses him out.
Yeah, it does.
Cute.
I don't like potato chips.
These are salted caramel puffin bites. Oh. Very good.
Nah.
Ow.
The Snyder brand, man. Pride of Pennsylvania.
So I think we should do a show live at Taco Bell's. Like everybody
Where's Sam? Where's Sam? It's Taco Bell.
just go to Taco Bell. All right.
Comics
Steve Woodard, what
Doctor.
you got for me, brother?
First off, I want to acknowledge the fact, because he keeps saying in the chat, the architect is still here, Sam Singleweb. We're glad to have you.
Yeah, Sam.
We're glad to have you.
Yeah,
But
you-
nonetheless,
you brother, you better be here.
for the whole movie debate, and you guys at the chat, put your votes whenever, please. We'll start tallying those bad boys up. Chad's going to use his method of straws and toes and fingers to tally it all up. So. Yeah, it all kind of starts, in my opinion, in 1977. You got Christopher Reeve, you got Superman, the movie that changed everything for comic book movies. And then you move on to 1989. You got Michael Keaton, Mr. Mom himself. People are petitioning, and then they see this movie called Batman with him and Jack Nicholson. Once again, that changes everything again. So you have DC leading out the gate, going big time with their, the big two, firing on all cylinders. 1992, you have Batman Returns, and then
My
Yeah.
Catwoman.
Yeah. Batman Returns with Catwoman, Michelle
Yes, that's
Pfeiffer,
my Catwoman.
one of my faves, probably my favorite on-screen Catwoman. So there you go.
What about the mid 90s Fantastic Four movie?
We're just gonna pretend that
Yeah.
we're gonna shelve that.
Let's
one. I'm
insert
sorry.
crickets
Yeah.
in the chat.
I'm getting ready to turn it around here. So you get the mid 90s, and that's where your stinkers start hitting. Like the one that Legend just kind of mentioned. You
The
get
bad Captain
Batman.
America.
Yeah, you get Cap. You got whatever they did with Batman and Joel Schumacher. Terrible. But anyway, there are movies. Here's where the whole bankruptcy and crazy Marvel insanity comes in, because Marvel's having to sell all their assets to stay on float. The whole bankruptcy thing with them. But the good news is you get Blade in 98, if I remember correctly. You get X-Men, in my opinion, the movie that really started everything we're going through today. You get the 2000 X-Men with Hugh Jackman. The history said from there, and then next year, 2001, 2002, you get Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire. So Marvel is firing all cylinders, but wait a minute, 2005, you get Christian Bale as Batman. And Batman Begins, and then you get The Dark Knight, which is one of the greatest movies of all time. So for me, after Dark Knight, I thought, DC, best comic book movies by far, even though Marvel, they had a lot of good stuff. But then you get Iron Man through Avengers Infinity War. Do I even need to say anything else after that? I know we could talk about the animated stuff. Spider-Man and the Spider-Verse, special mention for that. But at the end of the day, I love me some DC movies as much as anyone else. But I think Infinity War is the greatest comic book movie of all time. Therefore, my vote is going to Marvel on this one.
Yeah, there we go.
There you go.
Some surprises.
All right, Carson.
You let me down, Carson.
You
let me down.
Three more categories.
You let me down, Carson.
I didn't say I was going to full
We're going to ask our guests because.
What's happening on now?
Guest, what do you like, JB? I'm assuming it's Iron Man. Ooh.
Well, I thought I did the movie question first. Definitely a Marvel guy with regards to the movies, But C Wood put me onto something I didn't actually think about. Man, Dark Knight was so good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was.
Mm-hmm.
That was so good. If I was going to rank all of them, I'd probably have that number one. So how can you not have your number
one or two for sure?
Be
DC.
Well,
so. And if it's number one, how can it not? I got to go DC. If you're gonna put Dark Knight number one, which I would put is the best comic movie ever. So I guess I flipped it. I just flip flop. There you go. I love Avengers. Don't get me wrong. I got Avengers all over the wall. But when it comes to comic book movies, I think that Dark Knight ranks number one. So how can I not choose DC then?
So here's the question to you. Since you're going with that train of thought, what comes in at number two?
Absolutely Avengers. This last one I thought was just awesome.
See, now I don't view that movie. I'm sorry, I'm jumping ahead, but I don't view that movie as a complete movie. Just like if I'm watching Lord of the Rings, I don't view Lord of the Rings as a complete movie.
Yeah,
I disagree.
No, I mean, opinions are like assholes. Everybody has them. Bueller's not here.
No, he just said asshole, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Well, obviously, we didn't read asshole at number 6 this week.
But I personally, from a movie standpoint, I'm going to go Dark Knight, Batman, Superman number 2, the Donner cut.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to go with Iron Man number 1.
Ooh.
And listen. The reason I'm holding that particular movie in that category with some of the great films is because what they were able to do on that, they took a C character and they made it into a franchise. Marvel had lost the rights to the X-Men and Spider-Man. So who did they really have? I mean, at the time when we were reading comic books, Drew, correct me if I'm wrong, X-Men and Spider-Man were the big two.
Definitely.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you're going to take the Avengers was just a sub book nobody really cared about, and then boom, it's a hot book, and everybody in the community is buying it. And Jon Favreau did an awesome job. Who thought the guy that says Beautiful Babies, baby, is going to direct a superhero movie and make it what it is. Marvel is long term, but I think it's over. I think their run ends with Captain Marvel.
You think Captain Marvel's going to be bad?
I think Shazam's going to be good. I think Captain Marvel is going to be. I think Captain Marvel is going to be their lowest revenue stream ever. But it's still going to make $1 billion because it's Disney. Come on. They got the mouse behind it.
The mouse wants its money.
They got like Walt's heads frozen.
Wait. The mouse that runs the house.
Yes.
The duck that don't give a.
I can't say it, or he'll come through the wall and just choke me out.
He probably would.
Got to refrain, man. I got to keep it wholesome here on the Comic Core.
But honestly, I think DC has an opportunity with Aquaman, Wonder Woman, Shazam, and
Plastic Man.
Plastic Man's going to come. But tell me right now, if you pull DC pulled a power move by snagging Tim Gunn. They pulled one of the biggest power moves by grabbing Tim Gunn. But James Gunn. Sorry. I apologize.
Tim Gunn's in fashion, by the way.
Yeah, I was thinking.
How about this? James Gunn.
Project Runway, guys.
James
Come on
Gunn.
now.
Two snaps and a twist.
How about this? James Gunn films a movie about
girl.
Ted Cord and Booster Gold.
Surprise.
I think this is where James Gunn can really give the FU to Marvel.
Booster and Ted.
Okay, so you have Vulture,
awesome.
who is in prison right now. Let's throw some money at Michael Keaton. Say, hey, you want to play an old Bruce Wayne, and let's do Batman Beyond. Mic drop.
He's
Game over. I'm saying take my money now. So right now, even though I listed them as the top, I'm going to go with the Marvel for the DC, for the movies.
Okay. I'm disappointed, but I still love you, Chad. It's okay.
Should we ask what the Valley thing looks like so far?
What
did the chat say?
Because if I don't have to hurt
Chat, what do you guys think about all this? What is your final say?
I want
DC
to give
in
you
the movies.
Let me let y'all in on this. As far as having the biggest cultural impact on society back from when that first Iron Man movie hit. I mean, sure, we could talk, the Batman movies, Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire and all that, but that Iron Man movie, the start of that Marvel Cinematic Revolution, the impact that brought all these people that saw that movie as kids, brought those people into the comic book stores. I mean, I love Wonder Woman, and I know Shazam's going to be kicking some ass, but man, that Marvel changed. When you think you knew all the answers, Marvel just changed the damn questions and freaking won the damn thing.
So I'm going to ask the wrestling fans. Basically, Kevin Feige's Phase 1, 2, and 3 is the Attitude Era.
I don't think so.
You don't? Go on.
No, I think it's the golden. I think it's the golden age. I think it's the rock and wrestling era. I think that the Attitude Era is yet to come. I think that this is the.
Oh, okay, I see where you're going.
What you're going to get is you're going to get DC, who is starting to learn their lessons with things like Aquaman. Shazam, in my opinion, looks like it's going to be fantastic. I think that they have the opportunity to make up for lost ground. As far as my vote, it's Marvel all day. It's not even. There's no comparison. You've got The Dark Knight as one of the top comic book movies of all time. Is it my number one? No, it's not my number one. Is it my number two? No, it's not. It's not my number three. It's my number three. But it's the only one in the top 10. It's the only one in the conversation. You can go back to Superman the motion picture. You can go back to Batman the motion picture. They don't hold up today. Please go back, rewatch them. They're awful. I mean, there's some good cinematic work that Dick Donner does in the first two Superman movies. Beyond that, they're not good. The scripts are awful. They're not the characters you want them to be. If you go back and rewatch it, it just doesn't hold up. That's fine. It's just not my cup of tea anyway. I love DC Comics. I really do. They just don't know how to make their comic characters movies. They're doing the same thing with their comics right now, where everything has to be dark and everything has to be gritty. It's the universe of hope. DC is supposed to be hopeful. Everybody's supposed to be uplifted. It's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be a little bit campy, a little bit goofy. And they want to take their stuff too seriously sometimes. And you run into a situation where Batman v Superman doesn't make enough money when it should be printing money over Avengers. The only way you can take a Batman and a Superman movie, put Wonder Woman in it, and have that kind of character visibility. It's like having the Mickey Mouse teams up with Jesus to fight Ronald McDonald movie, and it doesn't make any money. Like, everybody in Africa knows who these people is. Like, come on. Like, the deepest, darkest corners of the jungle, children know who Batman and Superman are. How in the hell is the Avengers outselling that? It's because they're off base on who these characters are, and the people who are in charge of making those movies just didn't get it. Hopefully they're turning the tide on that, and things will change for the better. I think in seeing Aquaman and how much fun they had with that movie without getting too bogged down in universe and all that kind of nonsense. Cool, man. I liked Aquaman a lot. I thought it was better than Black Panther, in my opinion. It was the third best comic book movie that came out this year. That's pretty darn good. I thought it was better than Deadpool 2. I thought it was better than Black Panther. For the DC movie hating guy, I think that's pretty damn good in my opinion. And Shazam looks like it's going to be great. So let's hope that things are on the upswing and we get a little bit of Monday Night Wars action going into the Attitude Era, and they make each other better. Because we know in 30 years it's going to be the PG era, and we're going to have to be waiting for IDW to come in like AEW and start a revolution. So we'll see where things go.
We're going to get Captain Ginger coming to a theater next summer.
Yeah.
I would actually watch that. I'm serious.
All right, Carson.
Are they going to talk, or are they just meow all day?
So Marvel wins the
They
movie
talk.
battle.
Meow. No, like they actually talk.
So there's
Read
one
the comic, Mark.
overall point
Read the comic right
for
meow.
Marvel. So it's 1-0.
Yes, right, meow.
Hey, let Carson talk.
Okay, I'm sorry.
So we're at 1-0 Marvel.
Sorry,
so the
Steve.
next, oh, no worries. We're talking about Cap. It's all good. So the next topic we'll go ahead and get into animated series. Animated series. I'm just gonna throw this one right to Kat because I know she's been scratching at the bit to talk about DC animated series. So go ahead.
Really?
So, on to animation between these two companies. So, I'm sure we're all going to talk about the old school X-Men series, which, yes, it was fantastic. The old Spider-Man series, yes, it was fantastic. But do those even compare to Batman the Animated Series?
Conroy.
To the original Teen Titans series, to even, shall we say, Young Justice, to the current Young Justice, to even the Green Lantern series or any of the other series that we've had come out.
Justice League Action, right, Kat?
Justice League Action's amazing.
Mark Hamill.
Justice League Unlimited. I'm sorry, there's no question about it. It's
Mark
DC
Hamill, Trickster.
all the
Trickster.
way.
Trickster,
Yes.
Swamp Thing,
Yes,
and
it's Starfire.
Joker.
Yeah, she's animated.
I'm coming right in after.
We
Kat
have a
on-
Starfire. That's all I gotta say.
I bet you are.
We have a Starfire. Beat that, Marvel. My vote's for DC.
So,
Mark.
just like Mark, what's your pick?
I don't want to go back to the box tonight. So DC.
No, seriously, you can go for
You
anything.
said back to the box.
Back to the box.
I let him out for this.
You let him out.
I let him out for the show. No, you
Is
can go
it
with whatever,
is
man.
it the litter box?
So this one actually gives me some nostalgia. This one actually got me thinking, this topic, because I remember my mom, my babysitter, I remember watching the Spider-Man original 70s. It was on rerun when I was little. And then I remembered Spider-Man and his Super Friends. And then I remembered the Spider-Man animated series. And I remember that theme song that gets to you, that da-da-da-na-na-na, da-da-da-na-na-na, da-da. So that X-Men series was awesome.
X-Men, yeah.
Come on, man. That's so great.
And came Batman. Oh, so good. It was a throwback to the early comics. And Bruce Timm did an amazing job. Then came Batman Beyond. Then came the Justice League. And they played against each other. And then I was in high school. And my school went on strike. And I had to get a job. My mom was like, hey, you need to get a job. So I'm like, okay, KB Toys is there. So I'm going to work at KB Toys. And Power Rangers were real big.
Yes.
And a lot of like wealthy moms offered me like French maids and
What?
Okay. I think
Oh,
this
wait,
is
I'm
another show. I think this is
Oh,
another
no,
show,
wait a
Chad.
Another time.
I know this story. No.
so I will tell you, I am going to go with the DC on this just because right now they listened to the fans and they brought Young Justice back.
They
On
need
their
to
street
bring back
service.
Wally West.
They're going to bring him back, I'm sure.
There's so many different freaking
But-
Easter eggs. He needs to come back.
Justice League screwed up a lot of things if you think about it, because Barry Allen is everybody's Flash right now. I grew up with Wally West as my Flash. And everybody here grew up as Wally West as their Flash. Because you're sitting there and Batman goes, I can't take off my mask on the Justice League animated series. He says, I can't take off my mask. Secret identity. He goes, you're Wally West, you're Clark Kent, you're yes, that was Wally West. He was a fun, loving, and then now you got Barry.
That's my kid Flash, though. I'm sorry.
Impulse.
Doesn't matter. Dan DiDio killed him. He's dead. So you don't get to like him anymore.
Video wanted to kill.
You just want to make people cry, don't you, Drew?
John
Dan DiDio wants to make you cry. DiDio wants to use DC Comics. as a
Drew
tool
and Dan
make you
Dio
cry.
go to tea together every Sunday. Every Sunday. And they
dead,
talk
and I
about,
want Wally West back. Let's
you
do
know
that.
what? Which characters could we kill off that are going to make people cry?
I
I'm
don't
going to
want
tell you
any
right now, if you and your best friend Dan DiDio kill off Starfire, I'm going to go on a strike.
So, Kat and I are going with the animated series on DC. What's up?
Yes.
Legend?
Uh-oh.
He went live again. So, hey, someone.
Oh no! Wait!
Is he on another show?
Yeah, I'm trying to. When you open up the fridge and you're trying to put the pizza box back in, but you're trying to fit it in and you can't find any damn room. That's what I'm going through right now, people, and it sucks. Hey, on a better note, I want to go with the DC animated series, man. You got Kevin Conroy. You gotta love Kevin Conroy. I love that Justice League action where Plastic
Mark
Man.
Hamill.
Yeah, they got Mark Hamill playing Swamp Thing, Trickster, and Joker in one freaking episode. They had Plastic Man doing his Wonder Woman deal where he like transformed and had boobs. Man, it was awesome.
You would love that one.
We
have
that
Tara
note,
Strong.
all the good movies. Mask of the Phantasm, I saw it in the theaters. Freaking awesome. I mean, yeah, I got to go with yeah, and I love the Justice League and Justice League Unlimited cartoons and all that good stuff. And then the 90s Fantastic Four cartoon, man, it was really bad. Oh,
that's the one with Herbie.
No, that was the 60s stuff. Those were pretty good, but it was a 90s one. But yeah, I got to go DC on the animated.
And wait, Legend, let me ask you this. Didn't they replace the Human Torch because kids were lighting themselves on fire?
That's right. They sure were, man. Sam probably remembers that freaking vividly as well. That's why they took him out of the 60s TV show and put Herbie in there. Ugh.
So we're going to go to our first Marvel backer, JB.
JP.
Animated series. Honestly, the last animated series I watched was probably, I mean, that I really watched, Star Wars Rebels. It was pretty damn good, actually.
Star Wars fan.
I thought Star Wars Rebels was good.
Does he get a Marvel on that one?
Yeah, that's Marvel.
Is that Marvel?
Yours?
That's more
But
of a DC, but I'll give it to Marvel. Or that's more of a Disney. Fuck.
If I think about my childhood growing up, I don't know if you guys can see this. I can point this.
We're friends. Love it.
Didio.
That is what I grew up on, and I just love that, man. That brought back so many memories, and I've watched them now. I was watching, I think Lords of the Long Box put out, a smash up video. It had a bunch of, and it was awesome.
So
I'm going DC.
DC.
The Marvel guy. DC on the animated series.
Come to you yet, Drew. Just wait. Carson.
I thought Drew was going next.
No, I want to go last.
Oh, okay.
Let it sink in.
All right. So, yeah, you think of Spider-Man and his Amazing Friends, Spider-Man and the Electric Company. There's a lot of Spider-Man in the 60s. And then you had the Super Friends, like you said, and then the Challenge of the Super Friends and your Wonder Twins and that stuff. That's all good and well. But, I think you could almost argue that solely the Timverse is better than everything by itself, period. I mean, I almost thought about just doing a joke, like, yeah, I pick Marvel, but I just, I can't do that. You got Batman the Animated Series, Superman, Batman Beyond, Justice League Unlimited. Just that whole run of cartoons right there. Like, I probably watched all those till, like, from the point I was, like, a kid in junior high till I was in college. I enjoyed them just as much throughout the entire run. And it was so popular, they put it in theaters for a movie or two. So, I mean, you can't argue the success of the Bruce Timm universe. And on top of that, like you said, you got the Teen Titans cartoons. You just got Young Justice brought back based on fan demand. I mean, Marvel does have some great stuff, too. Most of it lays in the X-Men universe. I love the 92 X-Men cartoon. That's probably part of the reason I started collecting Marvel comics to begin with, was because of the X-Men cartoon. And then I think someone mentioned Wolverine and the X-Men in the chat, which that one was pretty good too. I think X-Men Evolution, a lot of people don't like it. I think it's a very underrated series, especially those last two seasons were very good in my opinion. And then there's an Avengers cartoon. I can't remember like what the subtitle of it was, but for
Avengers
a while,
Earth's Mightiest Heroes.
Yeah, Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes was actually a really good run while it was on. So absolutely, it had a rockin' theme song too that's really good. So from the Marvel side, I think that was probably like their best besides X-Men.
Woodard, I got a question for you.
Yeah,
you know a lot of the DC. Wasn't there this cool like female character that was created in the cartoon that blew up in the comic books?
Oh yeah, I think it's what's the name? Oh,
X-23.
Yeah, Harley Quinn, of course. There you go.
That's right.
So that's a dull moment right there. It actually contributed something that has become bigger than it originally was. So big ups to Bruce Timm and Paul Dini.
You're DC, right?
Yeah. DC.
Okay. Drew Manchu, the floor is yours.
I think you guys are missing a couple of key points as we go through the history of all these animated shows. I think in the 90s, we got not only X-Men and Spider-Man, we had a Fantastic Four cartoon. We had an Incredible Hulk cartoon that was really great. We had Silver Surfer, which is out of this world, brought in a lot of cosmic characters that a lot of people aren't even thinking about right now. We had the Avengers, which was absolutely terrible, but man, was it fun. And, wait.
It wasn't the Avengers. It was Hawkeye in the Avengers.
It was.
Then you had Iron Man.
Iron Man had his own cartoon. That was pretty cool. And all this was going on at the same time and kind of built its own universe. Really cool stuff. You even go back to the 80s and the 70s with Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends, all the way back to the 60s, Fantastic Four, all that stuff. Even to the newer Marvel cartoons, like the underrated Spectacular Spider-Man. Jesus, if you get your chance to get your hands on some episodes of Spectacular Spider-Man, check that out. Probably my favorite Spider-Man cartoon. And in a world of great Spider-Man cartoon theme songs, possibly the best Spider-Man cartoon theme song.
I agree.
Yeah, really great stuff. Then you get, Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes was really great. Lots of great continuity. Did a lot of great things that they did in the comics. Really, really love that too. And all the way up to, Wolverine and the X-Men, probably my favorite X-Men cartoon. If that got a second season and had the opportunity to do the Age of Apocalypse story they were teasing, that could have been absolutely epic. All of that said, nothing touches Batman the Animated Series and the Justice League cartoons. Just doesn't even come close. I would rather come home and watch Batman after school than come home and watch Spider-Man after school. It was a better show. It was better casted. The storytelling was better paced. I thought that overall, the Bruce Timm universe blows everything Marvel has done out of the water as far as cartoons are concerned. That and the fact that I absolutely love Teen Titans Go. And if I've got nothing going on in the middle of the night and I'm up and I can't sleep, that's what I put on. As I put on some on-demand Teen Titans Go, and I laugh my butt off until I'm tired. It's the one thing DC is going to win on this for me. It's animated cartoon shows.
Waffles.
Waffles, waffles, waffles. Come on, Drew, you know the song. Waffles,
I don't know the song by heart. It's all jumbled SpongeBob songs.
Well, and then the last and final question. Legend gave us his comics, and he went with DC.
No, he didn't.
I thought he did.
No, he held up the Marvel portrait and everything.
Oh.
It was the Marvel. I love DC, and I get more DC books, but man, currently it's kind of crazy. But man, that Fantastic Four story and art, man, it's just awesome. The variants are really addicting, which sucks, but I'm getting some more of those. It's awesome.
You don't have to defend yourself, Legend. We all agree with you.
FF for life, man. FF's carrying the Marvel ship right now.
Well, Kat, do we really need to even go to you?
Okay. So I'm
just talk.
Honestly, everyone is going to be like, oh, well, she's just going to say DC. She only reads DC. That is not true. I do love my Marvel, and I will tell you that much. The issue is, every time I fall in love with a certain Marvel run or a certain character in a certain run that a creative team is working on for Marvel, the second I say, like, oh, I love this book, this is a must-read, Marvel cancels it.
It's because they're watching your channel and they're just like,
guaranteed it'll be canceled like the next issue. Angela, canceled. Hawkeye, canceled. Kate Bishop, Hawkeye, canceled. So I look at it this way. DC, they continue the stories that I like. And they're the characters that I've grown up with. They're the characters that I love. They're the characters that own a very large portion of my heart. If you see my normal wall, you will know that DC does own quite a bit of my heart. Even though
they're all gonna be dead soon.
Can I flip him off, please?
You've already given the green light.
But I do enjoy quite a bit of Marvel, but yes, they cancel everything that I love from Marvel. So yes, my vote goes to DC because they actually continue the stories that I like.
Very cool.
I can do fingers too, Drew. I can do fingers too.
I was mimicking Mark.
Mark, do you have an opinion?
No.
Okay, I'll vote for Mark. He's gonna say Marvel because he likes Deadpool and he likes Hawkeye.
We have two
let's admit
Marvels.
it.
Yeah, I do like that.
His two favorite characters
are Deadpool and Hawkeye.
Mhm.
So he would say Marvel. I know he would.
JB.
Okay. Man, I think I'm a Marvel guy. I collect or I continue collecting what my father used to collect, which is Fantastic Four, and I was a big X-Men guy growing up. And last year, I think Immortal Hulk and Cosmic Ghost Rider were my favorite books all year. So I'm going Marvel. But I got to throw a but in there. What they're doing with the variant cover thing is just retarded. So that's just my 2 cents on that.
I like it. Mr. Carson Woodard, 19.
Well, it all started back in the 1990s with, for me at least. Like I said, I could go way back, but what I'm most familiar with is post-crisis. So I'm just gonna do that because it's my opinion. So, it all started for me collecting with the death of Superman. You want to talk event books? That was like the biggest event of all time, basically, at least in my opinion. That, once again, we talked about changing the game all night and everything. That changed the game, in my opinion, for comic books. I mean, there's a documentary. Yeah, Dan Jurgens, Tom Grummett, a lot of great creators there. So, I mean, there's even a whole thing about the death of death and all that good stuff, but that's for a different time. But anyway, those are the comics I grew up with, for Dan Jurgens, Supermans, and so on and so forth. But I'm just going to focus on the other reads that got me into comics in the mid-2000s. For me, I could talk about Mark Waid's Fantastic Four, the amazing Daredevil run that started with Kevin Smith in issue 1, transitioned to David Mack, to Brian Michael Bendis when he didn't make everybody mad, to Ed Brubaker, and then to Mark Waid. I love me some Mark Waid, and then to Charles Soule, to where we're at today with Daredevil. That's probably been the most well-crafted character at Marvel. But for me, I think, at the end of the day, it's got to be DC for the reads. Jeff Johns. Drew, you might want to take your earbuds out, plug your ears, because I'm going to talk about some Jeff Johns here for a second.
I'm going to listen to what you say, and then I'm going to tell you why you're wrong when my turn comes up. So you can hear how wrong you are.
We can mute him. We can mute him, Seawood. If we band together, we can mute him.
So in the mid-2000s, one of the things that really kept me collecting was just Jeff Johns in DC. You had his Teen Titans run, where you really get to see the Young Justice team come together with that Teen Titans team and make, in my opinion, my favorite and best Teen Titans book. The best use ever of Connor Kent. Officially made it my boy completely.
Did you say you agree?
I agree.
Say, are you okay, Drew?
No, I'm better than okay. I completely agree. That's the best run of Teen Titans.
Yes. So you get that out of them. 50 solid issues of Jeff Johns' goodness. And you get Green Lantern Rebirth in 2005, all the way until a few years ago. So in my opinion, he took what they call in real comic book talk, a C-list character, Hal Jordan. Shout out to Real Comic Book Talk. I love those guys. But you took Hal Jordan. They were doing nothing with the character. He was dead. He was the Spectre. Jeff Johns was like, I want to bring Hal Jordan back. And the 90s overall, I love me some Ron Mars and Daryl Banks, Kyle Rayner run. But beyond that, Green Lantern did not have a good 90s. So Jeff Johns took all these elements, the whole parallax thing, the goofy gray temples that Hal had. He combined everything and actually made a really good story in Green Lantern Rebirth and took the ball and ran with it throughout his Green Lantern run. And then we got the whole Sinestro Corps War. We got the Blackest Night. We got Larfleeze, which the great legend loves Larfleeze. So you have this whole big universe that that is tailor-made for its own movie universe. And that's just the Jeff Johns stuff. So those are, in my opinion, my two favorite things he's done. And then talk about the New 52 versus Marvel Now. I think the New 52 books were a little better, in my opinion, than the Marvel Now. Yeah, sure. So, I want to shout out Animal Man, Jeff Lemire. Great run. Scott Snyder's Swamp Thing, Scott Snyder's Batman. Love those reads. So for me, it's close, but I think I'm going to have to go DC.
So Drew, I'm gonna give you. I'll tell you right now, it's DC, and I'm gonna let you combat it because I know it's coming. But the reason why I say DC is that I'm looking at their work as a whole, and DC stories hold up a hell of a lot better than Marvel stories. If you think about it, I'm telling you, this
Now
is
give us an example.
I'm going to name like Age of Apocalypse. That's the first thing that pops in my head when I think of Marvel. That X-Men run.
I think we
lost
lost
JP.
Discovery.
What?
We lost JP.
He went to
I
go
guess
buy
that
him some
sleepover
Jeff Johns
got
books.
overhand.
Well, Discovery Bay, sub him up. He needs a sub. We love him. Thank you for coming. Moving on. DC.
Well, yeah. How about the Discovery Bay, man? The DBC, Discovery Bay Comics, is the place to be. You turn him on in the morning and you'll be soaring because you'll know throughout the day what to watch and play. So get up on the YouTube and use the lube. Sorry. That was really the whole...
He's back.
He's back.
Yeah, he's back. It's
Hi,
magic.
we
It's like
missed
magic.
you.
Yeah.
But as far as I'm concerned, DC stories hold up better long term.
Yep.
Because I mean, for every I don't know, Age of Apocalypse, you get a Clone Saga. Now, the writers in the past were a hell of a lot better than I'll tell you right now. Scott Snyder, great writer, can't finish a story. Jeff Johns, awesome on Rebirth. What's going on with Watchmen? Final answer, though, DC as a whole is my pick. Drew, the floor is yours.
Oh man. All right. It's times like this my mic decides to go crazy. All right.
It's going to start
Chad.
screaming at us.
Chad, I'm just going to say right now, DC stories hold up better. That's hokum. That's absolute nonsense. There are maybe 3 or 4 DC stories since the golden age, like as far as like large story arcs, that really even stick in my mind in any way, shape, or form. And they're all crises. All of them. They're all crises. Every other week we got to have a crisis, right? You know why those stories don't hold up? It's for the same reason, Carson, that this point works against you. All right, it works against you that you think that Jeff Johns was a point in your favor. Yeah, Jeff Johns' run on Titans was great. Jeff Johns' run on Green Lantern was great. And both of those happened for one reason only, and that's a one-word reason, and that is continuity. Continuity. Legend, when did the Marvel Universe continuity start? I think it was with Fantastic Four #1, right?
That's right. November 1961.
Yep, same universe. It's the same universe today that it was.
616, baby.
The 616 is the same universe that it was then. DC changes with the wind, and the fact that they can't even finish Rebirth because Dan Didio had to kill off the main character of Rebirth inside Heroes in Crisis. It flabbergasts me that this company that keeps destroying your heroes is something you guys keep going back to. I love DC Comics. I do, man. One of my favorite reads this week, Detective. I loved it. I thought it was great. Fantastic stuff. Why? Because Tomasi was calling back the stuff he did in his Batman and Robin run because he understands the characters and he understands continuity. But editorial as a whole doesn't care about the continuity, whereas Marvel, to me, that's a continuity. It's a world where things happen and they have consequences. Think of stories in the last 10 years that we remember in comics. Civil War, Secret Invasion. All right. You got Spider Island. You got Spider-Geddon. You've got I'm
sorry, I have to correct you there. It's Gideon. It's Gideon.
Spider-Gideon, Spider-Verse, which has introduced all these new characters, which are viable, sellable options.
Ultimate Fantastic Four, Drew.
You've got Ultimatum. You've got Battle of the Atom. You've got all these crossover events with Marvel where they all go into one another and feed into the next one. Whereas DC's just like, oh, we ran out of ideas. Let's Crisis. Let's Flashpoint. Let's start over again. And it's like, oh, yeah, we get great results for the first 15 books in those runs, and then everything goes off the rails again when editorial decides that they don't know what they're doing with it. For my money, I think that the better characters sit at the top, evenly matched. Hey,
what's her name?
Can I say hi? This is Madison.
I saw her on today's video.
Hey, Munchkin.
Actually, Madison, that was Taylor on this morning's video.
So what's going on, Madison? You having a good night?
You having fun with your sleepover?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Hey, Madison.
There's Taylor.
Madison.
There's the other one.
You guys want me?
Madison, I have a question for you. Who's
Hey,
better? Who's better, Captain Marvel or Wonder Woman?
Do you like Wonder Woman or Captain Marvel?
I like Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman.
Madison.
Yeah.
They're DC girls.
My girl.
Yeah, my girls are DC girls. I'm trying. I've been introducing other Marvel characters, but they're definitely DC girls because
they get those girls some Honey Badger.
They got there's a cartoon called DC Superheroes, and they just
Hey, Madison, I'm going to tell you a secret, and don't let your friends hear this, okay? When they go to sleep, put their hand in warm water.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Go.
No.
Great. Thanks.
Chad, you're such a bad influence for kids.
I'm so sorry. You're gonna have to clean up so much in the morning.
My son's 22 and he's an engineer. I did right somehow.
True.
You know,
Drop mic.
could be the sig fig doing that, but whatever.
Oh, Caitlin.
Jenny does a lot of work.
It's out.
She's done a great job.
And then she has to deal with me. So. All right, back to Drew. DC sucks at everything. Okay, come on.
The more iconic stories that come from Marvel, the more iconic new characters come from Marvel. You look at the characters that have been created within the last 5 years alone. You've got Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur. You've got Honey Badger. You've got Ms. Marvel. You've got
Girl.
Well, Squirrel Girl's old school, but
yeah.
Devil
she's
Dinosaur
back in a big way.
Older too. Just saying.
Devil Dinosaur's connection to Moon Girl is.
I'm just saying. Devil Dinosaur's much older. Just saying.
Right. But the Moon Girl Devil Dinosaur connection via Moon Girl, that's a new thing. You've got Gwenpool, who, lover or hater, sells covers of books. You've got Spider-Gwen, who is possibly the most marketable new character in forever. Whereas, what do you got at DC? You got Duke. You got
Damien.
We got Crush.
Don't forget about X-23, Drew.
Yeah, well, X-23 was a little bit before the time period I'm talking about. But yeah, I mean, I'd throw that in there. I just think that they've done a much better job cultivating new characters, new IP. I think they've done a much better job becoming household names with these characters. They market them a lot better in the way that DC can't. You don't have the kind of reactions to sideways and damage that you do to Spider-Gwen and Silk. I'm just saying, like that these are all matters of opinion, and you have what you have. But I mean, I think over the long haul, Marvel has given us better stories and better characters within a continuity that is trackable for the last 60 years.
Know when to fold them. Know when to walk away. Know when to run.
So now you here it is, guys. The Comic Corps has decided, has finally ended the debate of DC versus Marvel, and guess what the tally is?
We're going to talk about digital imprint.
Drum roll.
Are we not going to talk about digital imprint?
Well, when you're saying digital imprint, what are you talking about?
Bless you.
Like
I'm
digital.
choking here.
I mean,
Like their streaming
counter-argument?
services.
Yeah, like your Marvel Unlimited,
Oh.
your DC streaming app.
I've got
I
Marvel
think
Unlimited.
I think we might have to wait.
Okay, we can shelve that one for a second.
I think we have to shelve that one until Disney puts out their streaming service.
All right, yeah.
I want to give him. I'm going to give
Gotta
it.
give him a little bit, right?
You gotta know when to fold them. That's fine.
We got to know when to
Know
fold.
when to fold.
No way to fold.
And
Oh,
guys,
we're
we're gonna break it down right now. We're gonna give our final shout outs.
Know when to fold.
I'm gonna throw the link in the chat. And so the final tally is
Gone too
roll.
soon.
Wait. Before we announce this,
Can't all be
can I have one
winners.
counter argument?
I don't think you're going to need it.
Can I have one counter argument?
Go for it.
Continuity.
Okay, Carson, you said that Jeff Johns had the best Titans run. While yes, his Titans run was very good, Marv Wolfman and George Perez have the best Titans run.
Yeah, but that
I've
happened.
heard
in
that
another
before. I'm
universe
trying to
instead,
think
no.
of who.
Drop. Okay, we can now establish.
You're scaring me, honey.
Because we had a turncoat tonight, due to the fact that this individual knew how to fold them and knew when to.
Yeah.
It's a tie.
What?
Yeah,
No, it's not.
I swear to you, it's
Show
a
me the
tie.
tallies.
I'm going to see the tally.
I think you're lying.
I am telling you.
I want to see these.
I think
chicken
Bueller bought you off.
Ooh,
Okay,
that feels
show
so
me the
good. I'm going to
tallies.
need a cigarette. I've never been so excited to tie before.
What, do I have to arm wrestle Drew for this?
I will see.
I'll do it.
C2E2 it.
We don't need to
So-
send Drew to the hospital.
So this is it. That's me going.
Person.
No, that's me.
Drawing wieners again?
No, I was riding a surfboard because somebody said surf. Somebody
That
said
was a
silver.
gambler.
Somebody said silver surfer, and then I was trying to remember the Pythagorean theory down here: x squared equals
Pythagorean theorem.
Yeah, that's it.
A squared plus b squared equals c squared.
Yeah, but I did x squared times y over 2 pi, and that came up with 1.21 gigawatts. So it's a
I
tie.
think Chad got lost.
I'm not real good at math.
So basically, us
I think
letting
we
Chad
lost
keep the
Chad.
scorecard, everybody loses. So everybody loses.
So if you guys haven't figured it out, when it comes to me, everybody's winners.
There you go.
Hey,
Winner,
you
winner,
DC
chicken
fans should be real happy that everybody's a loser because that's what Dan Didio wants, and that's what he keeps feeding you month after month as he kills all your heroes. Starfire is up next. They hear that in the next issue of Heroes in Crisis, Starfire fights it.
What?
We're gonna start on
Spoiler alert.
Marvel continuity.
No.
You do realize if that
She's
happened,
in outer space right now. Thank you very much.
if that did happen, she
She's
would drive
safe.
to Baltimore and she would slit your throat.
I might. I
I'm
might.
not Dan Didio. I don't agree with what's happening.
You
All
mess
right.
with my Corey, I might. I'm just
I'm-
saying.
I'm so against what's going on over there because I love the characters you love.
Hey, Tony Schiavone, take us out.
Is that Sting up in the
I
Right.
cried over Wally West and Roy Harper. I'm not
So-
gonna lie.
Oh,
I cried the first issue of Heroes in Crisis for about an hour.
put the cry in crisis.
I cried.
Hey, so we have 19 live viewers. Bueller took everybody
Hey.
else.
Thanks to those 19 live viewers. We appreciate it.
That's the core.
Woo! We appreciate you.
They were waiting anxiously to see who was going to win this debate for an hour, and then no one won. Here's
They
the
all-
Comic Core. We're all winners. Anyway, we're gonna do closing plugs because we're pushing midnight East Coast. So Discovery Bay Comics, JB, plug your channel one more time, man.
He's got 1 minute to put his video up.
No, it's not going up. I will have something out there tomorrow morning for sure. And hey, stay to the end of tomorrow's video because I'm going to do something special. Awesome. There you go.
Ooh. Guys, sub him up. He's doing the great things in the community. We appreciate you being on here, JB. Welcome to the Comic Core. Keep the notifications off and
yeah,
keep tilting that beer up. All right.
All right.
Thanks for we're so happy you could join us, Discovery Bay. We're also happy to get Drew in this heated discussion. So, Drew, any last thoughts, plugs, anything?
Yeah, it's I always love coming on the Comic Core Friday nights. If you guys can't tell from my overall demeanor, it's really hard for me to get a date, so I do this instead. Shout out to all of you guys for a spirited debate tonight. I had a whole lot of fun hanging out. Shout out definitely to Discovery Bay for coming through and for all he's been doing for the community. Really love that you're doing that. Check me out Sunday night, 10 p.m. Eastern on Blaster Stash at Comic Show Live, and check out Drew and Chew on YouTube to see whether or not I decide to put out any content this week. Chances are I probably won't.
Overrated.
No, Drew rocks. Brett Hess Art just said that in the chat, so that's pretty.
That's true.
That's pretty true. It's got to be. Brett Hess said it. Come on.
Come on.
No, I'm not saying you're overrated. I'm saying like recording shit's overrated. That's why I do one show a week.
I really love putting out content. I just never have time to do so. So, you know, life and shit. I'm gonna raise this kid.
Yeah, agreed. Life happens.
That stupid adulting thing.
What the hell is that about?
Took our jobs.
So, at what point do they become like a benefit to you?
I don't know.
Because I keep on, like, he's upstairs, and I'm like, man, can you run down and go grab me a Coke or something down at the store? And he's like, no, I got a game. I'm like, I got to pay your tuition at some point.
Kids, I don't know what's wrong with these kids today. Anyway, Mark, how you guys doing? Last plugs.
Oh, we're doing great over here.
Excellent.
I just wanted to say thank you for Discovery Bay for joining us. A very community positive channel. Really do enjoy all of your shout outs. Definitely cued me in to some channels that I didn't know about beforehand. Yes, I know he is completely mocking me. Drew, I still adore you, even though you are completely wrong with the majority.
I've never been wrong before, but it's the first time for everything.
But I will say to my Comic Core, my family, my bros, I love you all. And please do be sure to check out my new DC Fans review that just dropped.
She's the best in the game.
Yeah.
It's for views and comic story aim.
And also this week, I do promise we will drop a video on this channel soon.
I hope it's something dark.
Oh, it's going to be hilarious.
I hope it's very DC.
It's going to be horror-centric.
Yes, it is.
Why so dark?
Because it's DC.
Martha!
Because Superman is angry.
Legend, can we get a Legend? Wake up.
Hey, we've got a
Take
good
us home,
show
Legend.
coming up, man. We've got some great stuff. In about 8 days away, we're going to be coming at you live from the Great Legend Show with our WWE PPV review of Royal Rumble for 2019. A lot of big matches on there, so you make sure you see me, Chad, Carson, and Bueller give you some good knowledge and what we thought of the matches, man. Hey, and if you didn't know, just what was it? Was it last night or was that last? Yeah, it was last night. We did the preview show for Royal Rumble 2019, where we went over all of our picks and predictions of what we think is going to happen while we played WWE 2K19. So, man, it was a great time had by all. We had Economics and Comics over there. We had Comic Spectre showing a lot of love and support, dropping that gold label super chat. Boy, that's where it's at. It's at the Great Legend Show. And if you didn't know, the URL is down below. YouTube.com/RDowdy95, where the Great Legend's always coming at you live. Woo! That's how you do a fucking promo right there, motherfuckers.
Hey, but you
That's
got
Are we live still, or did y'all just?
Yeah, we're still live. We're still
Oh
live.
shit!
No, we're not live. But you're doing promo.
You forgot to say it, man.
Oh, peace out, God bless. Yeah. Peace out, God bless, people. And Lord, sorry I just cussed some.
We'll give you one, so you're good.
He sounds like he just got beat by Chad.
Damn. Fucking A, man.
Oh, I don't know if I can follow that.
We're still live right now?
Yes, we're still live, bro.
I haven't even put the link in the chat yet, bro.
Oh my God.
What are we doing?
Damn.
If you want to see more live insanity, check my channel every Tuesday night, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, before the Tuesday Night Wars start, whenever those are going to happen, according to Drew.
Oh, it's coming, brother.
Oh,
nice. 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Big thanks to everyone who checked me out last week. We had like 40 live viewers for some reason. I don't know why, but big thanks to that. It blew my mind. So
it's because you're hot shit, Carson.
And you dared to defy.
Because I put you on the show that morning.
Yeah, that's true. Big shout out to Discovery Bay Comics.
Discovery Bay bump,
JB.
baby.
He's letting people know what they need to check out and win.
Discovery Bay's
Hey guys, what's on today in Discovery Bay? With Discovery Bay.
Yeah, that
That's it.
sounds
What's
really
on today
good.
with Discovery Bay? I like it. We're going to use that tomorrow morning.
That sounds good. It rhymes.
All right, so I'm going to put the link in the chat if you want to join us for a quick hangout. We're down. I want to say thank you to the Discovery Bay for joining us. Drew, way to come through in a clutch. You said Bueller's like, I'm going to get beat up. I said, I got a guy that kind of likes Marvel. I'm going to give him a call. And he was like, I'm down anytime.
Wait. What I want to know is how did, going back to the wrestling, right? How did he figure out how to book it so that he took a quick chair shot at the beginning of the match and got to sleep on the outside the whole time while I'm getting my ass kicked pillar to post?
So, R.I.P. R-Truth. Fuck Drew Gulak. And
never pinned, never submitted.
I just want to tell you guys real quick, to the community, I love you guys. Check out everybody's channel. Make sure you're watching Blasted and Stashed on Sunday nights. Paul, we missed you tonight. Bueller,
abandoned ship.
And last but not least, Legend, you're my brother. I love you, brother. And he would. Oh shit, is that Sting?
Oh my God!